Who are the top 12 overall players walking into week 7 on? If drafting today, not getting any points from weeks 1 through 6, but accumulating knowledge and knowing what we're dealing with, knowing what's in front of us, who are the top 12 overall players right now moving forward? The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Number 1 overall is the same guy we told you to draft number 1 overall on draft day. Nothing has changed. Bijan Robinson, you'd have to be completely in outer space to not realize this is the number 1 player in fantasy football, period. Move forward, go forward. He is the guy. He's the number 1 running back. He's the number 1 overall scorer. None of that's going to change. His bye weeks out of the way if we're even considering that in this context, but number 1 overall without a hesitation. My number 2 might be different than most people's. I'm still going to give JT that top 3 rank, but I'm going to put Jahmyr Gibbs as number 2. I fully expect him to go absolutely nuclear, and all this nonsense about worrying about the workload divide and that Monty's going to get more work. All that's good. That's good news. We want Gibbs getting some relief. The Sonic and Knuckles is what made Gibbs absolutely explode. That's what we want. We want the defense unable to contend with this rushing attack, unable to game plan against it. Gibbs to the moon. Nothing changes. There's no panic. In fact, buy on the panic. Buy on the fact that people are scared to death of, oh, Monty's going to get more work. I'm so petrified about the number 2 overall running back. Talent-wise, Bijan's 1. Talent-wise, Gibbs is 2. Now, while I do think that talent-wise and production-wise, we will have Gibbs outscore JT. JT is definitely in the mix for this 3 spot. He's been phenomenal. I did not, and I admit this all the time, I did not expect him to look as good this year. This is one of my bigger misses, I would definitely say. And the fact that JT has such a good offense right now and his quarterback is playing absolutely phenomenal football, this isn't going to change unless he can't stay healthy. That's still a concern, but not something you would try and run away from. JT, the clear number 3 overall player. This isn't running backs. We have still yet to list a wide receiver, but no fear. CeeDee Lamb is number 4. And while many will say, where's Christian McCaffrey? He'll be on this top 12 list, but with caveats, because this has nothing to do with what's happened before this point. This is week 7 on, re-ranking the top 12 overall, re-ranking the first round going forward. And this was my dark horse number 1 wide receiver to enter the 2025 season. What makes you think anything's changed when Pickens has established himself as a dangerous weapon in the National Football League, and we've got defenses that are going to be, it's going to be nearly impossible for defenses to try and contain this duo, especially with Pickens already establishing himself as such a threat in this league. So Lamb is going to go absolutely nuclear. He's by far and away my number 4 overall player. In fact, I could make arguments about him going all the way up to 2 if I had to. I think JSN needs to be in the top 5, 6 overall. You could definitely make an argument that maybe Achane because of the value of the running back position. You can make an argument that Christian McCaffrey, you believe he'll continue to do Christian McCaffrey things. But this is probably right now anyway, the number 5 overall player. And you can take that for what it's worth. You can argue against it all you want. I don't really care. I just know that this guy's delivering. This guy continues to ball out. He's the focal point of his offense. Darnold's playing good football. The Seahawks are playing good football. There's no way to contain this situation. And he's one of the best receivers in and out of the slot in the league. And they line him up all over the place. And they've got 2 good running backs. Even though they don't decide which one to use in a frustrates fantasy worlds, there's just no way to make this offense one-dimensional. As a defense, you can't contain JSN, and he's going to continue to ball out, and he's easily worth a top 5 overall pick if you're drafting today moving forward. I think Devon Achane would be my number 6 right now, in a volatile spot because he's beholden to not only Tua staying healthy, but Miami, Mike McDaniel not getting fired. And if he did get fired, or if anything happened to the situation, you know, Achane's value could be in flux. It could bounce around. And so there's some volatility here, which is why he doesn't rank over JSN here. JSN feels a little bit safer situationally, everything. But Achane is balling out, deserves to be in the top 6. I think he'll continue to play like a top 2 to 4 running back all season long. And so that puts him right here as running back number 4. Bijan running back 1, Gibbs running back 2, JT number 3, and Achane number 4. And yeah, we're going to talk about Christian McCaffrey here. He's coming up, but again, with caveats, because I believe Christian McCaffrey will be hard-pressed to stay healthy. I don't need to continue to argue this. Those that want to hear it, hear it. Those that don't want to hear it, those that own McCaffrey that don't want to even consider doing a divide and conquer, you do you. But we'll put McCaffrey here shortly. Hang tight. Don't get your panties in a bunch. Puka Nacua is questionable, but likely to not play week number 7. So he is an injury risk right now as it stands, but it does feel like he'll miss the 1 game. And if that's the case, then this is probably where you rank him. He's playing this well. He's playing well enough to rank 1 or 2, but because he's injured, because he's missing a game, and we're looking at this ranking from a week 7 on, which he will not be a part of, you got to give him a little bit of a nudge down. But this is probably where his trade value is. If you're trading him away and you need wins and you're 1 win, 2 win with a Puka Nacua injured, you got to value him here. This is where you value him. You can get players that we're going to rank below him for Puka Nacua straight up, but this is about where you got to rank him. Otherwise, it's going to get a little crazy if a week from now, 2 weeks from now, you traded him away for guys that rank in the 2nd and 3rd round equivalent, and you're sitting here going, what did I do? Did I even get enough value in those 1 or 2 weeks to justify the fact that I'm now staring at Puka Nacua ranking inside everybody's top 5 or 6 going forward? Always going to have injury risk. He's been in the locker room 3 times out of 6 games now. So, but Puka Nacua is a baller when he's on the field. All right, here we go. Christian McCaffrey coming in inside the top 8. Again, this is not factoring in anything that these guys have done previously. This is go forward. But the caveat here is I'm not going to draft him and hold him. I'm drafting him to trade him. This is where his value at least lies. It's kind of in this range right here. I think anybody that is drafting today still factors in the injury concern. So that's why he's not going to rank 1, 2, or 3, or really even 4, I think, for people that are looking at this situation and saying the Niners are in shambles. They keep getting injured. Everybody's injured up and down the entire roster. And if something happens to Trent Williams or more injuries strike the offensive line, the defense, McCaffrey's going to be put in even a worse position and more likely position to take bad hits. And at his age, with his injury history, with his bilateral chronic Achilles tendonitis, no one's sitting here going, oh, I'm going to rank him number 1 going forward. Of course, if you got weeks 1 through 6 points, it would be a different conversation. This is a week 7 on ranking. And if I do draft him here, it is to trade him. It is to trade him into 2 pieces that I find just slightly downstream. Maybe a player that would rank right around here and a player that would rank somewhere around here. Do some sort of 2 for 1 and pull in 2 monsters. Judkins and maybe a Devontae Adams, or a Genty and a Devontae Adams. A Genty and a player that ranks in that category of wide receiver for 1 Christian McCaffrey. This is not a player I expect to play the full season, and I don't think he just misses 1 game. Again, he's got bilateral chronic Achilles tendonitis and an injury history and a workload. The amount of work this guy's been fed, is unmatched over the last 10, 15 years. He's getting work that we haven't seen since the 90s. And if you think it's going to keep up, especially the running back efficiency, one of the worst rushing teams in the league, the Niners this year, they're not giving it to him through the ground. As the wide receivers start to return, Kittle's back this week, the receiving volume can go down. The question is, will it be replaced by better rushing volume, or will the Niners still struggle to run the ball and McCaffrey start to fall flat? And if he doesn't fall flat, will he stay healthy? Or will he fall flat and then get hurt? There's a lot of ways to look at this. You can keep acting like this is going to continue to go in the direction it's going to go, and that's fine. I'm going to go take and trade McCaffrey into 2 pieces that equally those players 1 for 1 McCaffrey versus that player, there's a fighting chance that player can put up McCaffrey-esque numbers. Case in point, you go get, let's say, a Nico Collins and a running back. Nico Collins alone, maybe you'd rather have McCaffrey, but he could put up a fight against Christian McCaffrey. If you go, and then you get the additional player. If you go down to a Judkins, you probably would rather have McCaffrey than Judkins, but Judkins could put up a fighting chance against McCaffrey if the other counterpart of your 2-for-1 got injured. That's if you can't walk out of a trade, a Christian McCaffrey trade specifically in this context, and absolutely say to yourself, if one of the two players get hurt that I got in exchange for McCaffrey, if one of them got hurt, I could still put up a fighting chance. In this example, Judkins, and let's say you get Devontae Adams. If Judkins went down, then you would be able to potentially put up a fight. Judkins goes down. Adams probably not hanging with Christian McCaffrey should McCaffrey stay healthy all year, but you're not losing your shirt. You're still getting massive production out of Adams. If Adams were to go down, Judkins could hang with Christian McCaffrey. Essentially, if both Judkins and Adams stay healthy and McCaffrey stays healthy, you're getting equal value here as you would have got here on a healthy McCaffrey season. You want to walk out of the trade saying, in a worst case scenario, let's say McCaffrey stays healthy all year, I still like the trade. If you can't say that, you're making the wrong McCaffrey trade. Please understand what we're saying here. It seems like people are just not getting it that own McCaffrey, and all they say is, you can't trade McCaffrey, he's going to do good all year, Smitty. I'm going to put Drake London right here. Actually, you know what? This is going to piss off a lot of people, but it is what it is. I'm moving McCaffrey to 9. I'm putting Drake London at number 8. Now people are going to be real pissed. What in the hell is going on over here? I thought we finally knew what was Smitty and McCaffrey. No, you didn't. Here we go. London's going to be a target king. He doesn't look like a king. I made him too small. There he goes. London's going to be a target king. And let's rewrite this 8. He's going to be a freaking phenom down the stretch. And yeah, this feels right. This feels right. Nacua, London, these guys are going to be very, very close in value. All Penix does is throw to London constantly. He did that at the end of last season. Then London got hurt, and then it was hard to really tell what London was. London's healthy now. He's going to be a touchdown machine. He's going to be a target hog. He's going to be a yardage hog. He is the Falcons offense. The Falcons are balling out. I trust the Falcons offense greatly. I trust the Falcons offense way more than I trust the San Francisco offense, especially with their quarterback situation in complete flux. And then again, if Trent Williams goes down, it's such a bad situation. London to the moon. This is how I feel. Yeah, I like this a lot. And then number 10, probably going to be, do we go running back or do we go wide receiver? Probably going St. Brown here because St. Brown has a very nice situation. I like JJ, but he's in a volatile situation. Situation's king, and it matters greatly. So we'll probably put St. Brown right here. He'll continue to be a top 5 to 6 wide receiver all year long. He'll easily earn 10 value. He could earn 6 or 7 overall value, but 10 is a pretty safe place for a guy like St. Brown. And I think he continues to ball out the rest of the season. This one's going to be kind of bold, I think, but kind of feel like he needs to be higher. I think Rashee Rice. Do I do it? Do I move? See, everyone's gonna be like, Smitty, you just hate CMC. Do I move him up? Kind of feel like I want to. Look, this is a player that I believe will earn a lot higher ranking than this. This is a safe place to put him. I think Rice produces easily what London's going to produce. To be frank, if I was offered Rice for McCaffrey, what would I do? I think I want more. I'll leave this because I want to make sure people that have McCaffrey or let's say trade him away, they understand the value chart and value range of this thing. I'd probably say these are players that I wrote down to keep a. We're gonna talk about how to trade Puka and Bucky and Burden, Otten, and Myers are players to look out for this week. I'm gonna cover that up. But those are players that I mean to talk about tomorrow on the show. Rice will deliver, I believe, as good a value as everybody from maybe even JSN down. I think this is a top 5 player, but you buy him lower. If I rank him higher, people will then trade for him higher or not and settle in a McCaffrey for Rice trade. You get McCaffrey for Rice and Judkins, McCaffrey for Rice and a player and a Javonte and somebody. You could get somebody, ETN and Rice for McCaffrey. So understand that there's a big difference in the value of Rice and the value in CMC in terms of the fair market. But I do believe Rice will play at a top 5 level. Mahomes will feed Rice and just pepper him with targets. And it's going to be 10, 11, 12 targets a game for Rice. Mahomes has never wanted anything more than to get Rice back. And Mahomes is playing like a top 1 to 3 quarterback like we predicted he would. All the haters out there acting like Mahomes is going to be trash. He'll never return to a top 5 QB form. That's just not who Mahomes is anymore. I beg to differ. And he's been doing it without Rice. Imagine what Mahomes is going to look like moving forward. Mahomes, Rice, the entire Chief offense to the mother-freaking moon. All right, number 12. This is going to be hard to put to just one player. You've got guys like, who have I left out so far? Jamar Chase, JJ, James Cook, Josh Jacobs. These are all very close options. Nico Collins, Genty. Very tough to rank this group moving forward. I'd probably say Jacobs is going to fall into the top of round 2. Just for anybody, it's like, where's Jacobs? He'll fall into the top of round 2. We're talking like 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. I think JJ, Jamar Chase need to be in this 12 spot. Let me put Jamar Chase here as well. We'll put JJ. We'll put Jamar Chase. We'll put, Nico probably needs to be in this conversation as well. I guess Nico and, we'll leave Nico and Jacobs for round 2. I don't want to put everybody as a tie for 12. We'll put Nico and Jacobs in round 2. They're number 13 and 14 overall or whatever. So JJ and Jefferson and Jamar Chase and James Cook probably are going to take the 3-way tie here at number 12 overall. Where's my James Cook graphic? So probably going to be in this territory. I would lean toward, I would say JJ and Jamar Chase kind of as a tie for number 12, and Cook more of a, maybe Cook is 2.1, but I think he's had such a good year. He deserves to be in this conversation for 12, but JJ Chase would be my lean. This would be my top 12 go forward, not counting weeks 1 through 6. I mean, we count them in terms of what they shape our opinions to be, but we're not getting any points. This is drafting today for week 7 on. How do I rank the top 12? That is how I rank the top 12. Get on over to my live chat Patreon, $10 a month, cancel anytime. It's a group chat. It's 24/7, 365 live chatting, trade advice, just talking shop. Your group chat. I wish I had a group chat. Stevie boy in the accounting department upstairs on the 7th floor always says in my group chat, and I don't have a group chat. Well, now you do. Join the group chat. Links in the description of any video. It says join my Patreon. So join the Patreon by all means. And also, don't forget our player of the week to trade for to go get Lad McConkey, sponsored and brought to you by the boys over at gunner.com.
The Gunner Player of the Week.
Brought to you by gunner.com.
Brought to you by gunner.com. Get yourself a pair of blue light blocking glasses like your boy Smitty. You don't have to get the sunglasses blue light blocking version. You can get the yellow amber, the orange amber. I've got a whole Gunner rack right here. These are my Gunner glasses. These are the Witcher from the TV show Witcher. They got these leather sides on them. They're awesome. These are the yellow amber. You can get orange. You can get the sunglasses. I think I have this Witcher pair in a sunglass tint. Yeah, right here. Same exact glasses. It's got the leather sides. They almost look like wood sides. They're awesome. These are the Witcher from the TV show. We've got probably my favorite of the Clicks right here, but the Fallout edition. These are awesome. They come in this amazing blue metal case right here. And these are the Fallout. These are the Fallout. I love these. They're almost like goggles, but they're so lightweight and comfortable. These are all gaming glasses, blue light blocking glasses, to help you with your blue light so you can have better eye, less eye strain and better eye health. And you guys have seen me wear the OGs. These are Gunners. These are the ones I wore for years. And so these are all Gunners. Go get you a pair. 15% off using code Smitty. See you all later. I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. Live whenever big news breaks, and live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. Thank you. Appreciate you. Links are in description for all the sponsors. Support the channel by supporting the sponsors. Thank you.